You're now listening to the SNL Fan Podcast, and I'm your host, just some guy named Jay. And in this installment of the SNL Fan Podcast, basically what I want to do is review the Lady Gaga episode of Saturday Night Live that aired November 16th, 2013. I know it's a little late. A week's gone by. Everybody's already talked about it, and it's kind of old now. But I didn't really get a chance to do it before. But I gotta keep it. Definitely gotta keep it going. But before I get into this review, I want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to South Coast Records. South Coast Records is a large independent record company with tons of talented artists signed to the label, like Some Kosher Yuppie, who had the single In Due Time, and Jay Fresco has a single out called My Theme Park, and also has another banging single out right now called Slow Down. I had to slow that. My brain slowed down to remember, but the track is hot either way. I had to slow down to remember that. And I'm gonna put the link in the information box below so you all can check it out. Now, let me go on ahead. Oh, yeah, another thing, too, before I get to the Lady Gaga review. Also, check out my interview I did with Nyima Funk here on the station on Too Good for Radio. Definitely check back. I'm going to put that link in the information box below as well. Nyima Funk auditioned to be on Saturday Night Live when Maya Rudolph left in 2007. And, you've probably seen her on things like Nick Cannon's Wildin' Out on MTV. And Whose Line Is It Anyway with Wayne Brady. And she's also appeared in a lot of Key and Peele sketches, too. So definitely check out the interview. She says a lot of great things. All right, and let me go and get into this review. All right. I want to say Lady Gaga, just overall, Lady Gaga did great, I think. And usually it seems that that pop singers or pretty much artists that do pull double duty pretty much do good anyway, And I was impressed. Now, I really was thinking that it was going to be just a big over the top, thing with Lady Gaga. Like it was just going to be this big, I want to say flamboyant, but this big, over the top, show, because that's how Lady Gaga rolls. It's kind of weird like that, kind of over the top and just a real showman. But it was just kind of, it was good. It was just, it was kind of toned down for what I was expecting, But either way, it was funny. And Lady Gaga, it seems like she has a good face for comedy. Now, that's not to say she's unattractive or anything like that. She has kind of like a pixie elf kind of look to her, like a little, I don't know what to say, like a little elf kind of chick. and she's kind of like, I don't know, she's kind of built for comedy. Like, if you didn't know Lady Gaga was a pop singer, and you weren't a fan of Saturday Night Live, and you saw this episode, you would actually think that Lady Gaga was just a cast member. She kind of really did blend in well with it, and her performance was great. Now, I got to do a sketch by sketch, breakdown. I'm not going to ramble on. I'm going to just get to the point, make it quick and painless, and just hit the highlights. Starting off with a cold opening. I like the sketch. Bobby Moynihan is really becoming like that lead guy. A lot of people say, well, I think Taron Killam this season, Taron Killam is going to be the lead guy and blah blah blah. And I kind of predicted that Bobby Moynihan was kind of going to be the lead person, and Taron Killam was going to be like the foil or the guy that kind of plays the little goofy roles, and that's kind of what's going on. Taron Killam is kind of like the sidekick to Bobby Moynihan. A lot of people was thinking like Taron Killam was going to be the lead guy, and Bobby Moynihan was going to be like his sidekick, but it's kind of turned out the other way. And Kenan Thompson, that's another one that's kind of taking lead too. Like I said, I predicted it. If you can actually go back and listen to that podcast too, where I made that prediction. Bobby Moynihan's performance as Rob Ford, it was funny, making the fat, funny faces and stuff like that. My one thing I'd like to say about this skit, though, was when Jay Farrell came out as the drug dealer. I guess because he's a black guy, I gotta make him the drug dealer. But who should have played the drug dealer, actually? And I'm glad Jay Farrell got another role. Don't take roles away from him, I guess. But who should have really played the drug dealer? Kyle Mooney. Kyle Mooney should have played the drug dealer, because he looks more like a drug dealer. After looking at these shows like Breaking Bad and stuff like that, Kyle Mooney looks more like a guy that would be sneaking behind, selling. He seems like a guy that would do that. He would have kind of the way his look would have fit better in that role. If you ask me, I mean, Kyle Mooney, his he has a kind of a shadiness, like kind of look to him at certain times where like a sneaky kind of look to him. I mean, he would make Jay Farrell's drug dealer look like Theo Huxtable, I think. But I'm just glad to see Jay Farrell in more things, other than just doing Will Smith, Denzel Washington, Black Person Number Two. Lady Gaga's monologue, great. I knew they had to sing for it. I'm kind of getting tired of these singing and dancing monologues, though. But either way, it was great. Um, I definitely like the little thing between Bobby Moynihan and Lady Gaga, where he said Bobby Moynihan's character was like, "Oh, well, I get the when I'm naked, I'm a pervert, but when you're naked, it's art." I laughed at that. I thought it was funny, but the little exchange between the two. But the audience didn't laugh at that. They laughed at all the other things. They kind of shut up on that part. I don't know. I liked it though. Um, and another thing I'd like to say about Lady Gaga is it seemed like it was just kind of stacked with her fans and stuff, or something. Because it seemed like every little thing Lady Gaga did, she got cheers and whoos and hollers and stuff. And usually even guys like Alec Baldwin, who's like I would say like one of the gold standards for hosting SNL, don't even really get that kind of applause and that kind of love. So it might have been a lot of Lady Gaga, like hardcore Lady Gaga fans in the audience that was just kind of bigging her up and things. But I mean, it was good still, nonetheless. The Paxil commercial, that was great. I liked it. I thought it was funny. I've been seeing on the SNL not podcast, the SNL message boards and things like that, where they were saying that like, oh, Saturday Night Live is too scared. They're too afraid to make fun of President Obama and blah blah blah. And they were saying that, oh, this is the closest thing they'll do to doing something like that. And I whatever. But I thought it was funny. Yeah, it was good. Especially when they named all the they named all the things that Paxil it's good for all the things that the things that Obama's been criticized for. um yeah, I'm not really much of a political guy, but I like the joke. uh let's see, waking up with Kim Ye, I really like this skit. And this is what I said should this is actually what Nassim Pedrad should do more often. She should make fun of Kim Kardashian as much as she can, because Nassim Pedrad is she's like the senior female in the cast. She's been on the cast longer than all the other females, and she's still kind of the least popular out of all of them. I mean, she's been on there the longest, and people still are like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I remember her." That's just with casual viewers. I know us hardcore fans and people who constantly look at it. I know we give Nassim credit where credit is due, but Nassim, man, like she needs to, since she doesn't have a really like a good strong like pop culture type character that people that don't watch SNL are going to really talk about. She needs to pick at Kim Kardashian and make that her character. And I know you guys are like, oh, we're tired of Kim Kardashian. We're tired of of seeing them in the media. They don't do anything. Blah 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 blah. Of course, but if she keeps making fun of Kim Kardashian, she will be known as the woman on SNL who does Kim Kardashian, and that's going to give her kind of like that buzz talk, where people at the water cooler or people on Monday say, "Hey man, did you see SNL? Did you see that chick that does Kim Kardashian?" That's the things that she needs to do. Um, what I'm saying? Like I think that's what she needs to do. If you agree, disagree, put that in the comment section. Get some talking. Dang, I don't know. I'm kind of got a couple of things going on my computer screen as I try to do this. Okay, let me stay focused. Jay Farrell is Kanye West is always great. I like the little sound bites That was funny. Um, I didn't really much care for the joke where they had her family playing the band though. That wasn't really all that. Lady Gaga's part in the skit, that was funny. Um, her playing the nerd. Oh my god, her facial expressions. Oh my god, they were perfect. She was hitting her cues nicely, man. She's she seems like a better cast member, even though she's a host. She's a better cast member than Mike O'Brien. Another thing, going back to Nasim Pedrad doing Kim Kardashian. Um, when Jay Farrell's Kanye said, "My girl is a genius," and she had that surprised look on her face, like me. That was funny. Uh, and when when she was as Kim Kardashian, she was like, "Ew, work." They need to do this more often. Maybe not do a wake up with Kimye skit, but just I don't know, just have different types of skits where they just pick at Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. Who cares if they get mad? I mean, Kim Kardashian might think it's funny, but not Jay. You know how I was about to call Kanye Jay Farrell. You know how Kanye West is. He just seems to get upset about a lot of things. I mean, you can't just say no. I mean, he's just, oh my god, he seems kind of sensitive. But whatever, man. Hopefully he'll hear this podcast and he'll diss me on Twitter or something. Then I get some more fans. I'll get some more hits. Hopefully. So yeah, Kanye, you're sensitive. So please diss me. Diss me on your Twitter. get me some listeners and followers, some more. I guess I get some more listeners when I start becoming more entertaining. I just do what I do. All right. What else I like to say about this skit? Oh yeah, I also like how Lady Gaga is not afraid to make fun of herself. How Lady Gaga said, what did she say? They said, well, people who dress all over the top like that are just doing that for attention or something like that. She looked into the camera and winked like that. I like that. Her nerd character was so adorable. All right, the commercial where they were doing the cover songs, that was cool. It was alright, it was straight. I didn't like well, actually, I thought it was cool. It was kind of, I don't know. You kind of knew where they were going with it, when they were doing it. And I liked how Lady Gaga, like I said, she's not afraid to make fun of herself. What else would I like to say about this skit? Oh yeah, Adie Bryant as Adele. I said last season that Adie Bryant should play Adele. She should play Rebel Wilson. She should play Melissa McCarthy. I said she should play Lena Dunham. She should play the big girls. Like that. Like so we could. That. I'll please do that. And she finally played. When she played Rebel Wilson in the second episode, in the Miley Cyrus episode, she didn't say anything. She just was. Oh, you just. Just like, oh, you're just big, the big, heavyset girl will just put you in a little outfit and you're Rebel Wilson. And she didn't say anything. I didn't like that. But I'm glad they played it. And then she played Adele and she didn't say anything again. I guess because Adie Bryant can't sing like Adele. So I guess it would be messed up to have her try. It would have made the skit worse. But I like her I like them just doing that, period. What else am I saying about Adie Bryant? I'll say something else about Adie Bryant. I don't know. It'll come to me. Moving right along, like I said, in the past, I don't judge the musical guest and the musical performance. I just keep it straight to the comedy and things like that. It's good to see R. Kelly. I'm surprised R. Kelly hasn't been the musical guest on SNL ever. I don't think. This is his first time appearing on SNL. But yeah, it was good to see the performance, and I know a lot of people in the message boards and the SNL forums and stuff was saying, "Oh my God, this performance was really creepy, and it was really it was cringy, and oh my God, it was too." But I think the real reason they were saying that is not because of the kind of sexual things they were doing on stage. I think the real reason they said that is because it's Lady Gaga and it's R. Kelly. That's the reason why. If Chris Kattan, look, we've seen Chris Kattan and Sherry O'Terry do sketches like this that made me cringe, and we just laughed at it. So I don't know. I think it's just because it was those two, not because it was interracial, but like I said, because R. Kelly and Lady Gaga. That's why. moving right along the weekend update. It was great. I actually like the commentary. Blah 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 blah. I like Taron Killam and Keenan Thompson's bits better. Actually, than actually the jokes that Seth and Cecily had. Um, I mean, Keenan Thompson, like if he, I'm glad they did. They had a little short, little film, little digital short to go along with it. That was entertaining because of just Keenan sitting there talking. I could have took that for too long. But Taron Killam's bit, that Jebediah Atkinson thing he did, he should definitely do that again. That was funny. I mean, I guess, I guess he really pretty much, I guess you can't really do that again, I guess. But that was funny though. It was funny. Um, and when he messed up and kind of Taryn and Seth kind of played off each other, that was good too. That was cool. Um, let's see, what else? What else we got going on here? Um, what else? Oh yeah. The skit where where Beck Bennett and they were looking for I guess they were moving into that neighborhood or whatever, and Cecily was the moderator of this board thing where they were doing they had those jokes were funny. I'm glad that it was funny, and then I liked that the ending of it. How you say you had to get they didn't want to move in because they had to get the key from Keenan. It was wrapped around his nuts or something like that. It was funny. I mean, each little character, each person in the skit played their part. It's even Lady Gaga. I'm surprised Lady Gaga wasn't really used. I don't know, really used that much in the skit. She had like 2 lines and that was it. But then again, she just got through singing a song, so you can't. I guess don't want to wear her out. Um, the Spotlight skit, I like that. I remember this Vanessa Bayer character, this little kid character that's just a bad actress, and that's how little kids act when they're acting. They when they do those plays and stuff, like oh my god. But even though this is like a Vanessa Bayer skit, in my opinion, all the rest of the people in the skit outdone Vanessa Bayer. Especially Lady Gaga as the Lizzie Jacobson character. It was phenomenal. Like Taron Killam, Kyle Mooney, Noelle Wells, they murdered it. They nailed the little kids that can't act and they missing their cues and don't know how to, just bad actors. They did it right. I mean, and Vanessa Bayer's character is cool too, the little kid actress. But the thing about Vanessa Bayer, she's too committed to that voice. I think that's the problem with this. And that's the problem with a lot of Vanessa Bayer sketches. She's too committed to the part that like, if a skit's not working, that's one thing I like about like John Belushi back in the '70s, back in the original cast of SNL. John Belushi, he's like the master of this. You can kind of sense when something's not working, and then you need to kind of switch it kind of mid sketch. You need to feel the audience. You need to kind of feel how it's going, and then you need to kind of like make adjustments as you play the character. Don't stay committed to your bad joke. You know what I'm saying? Like oh, another thing, Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell is another person who can kind of sense when something's going wrong and it's not working, and he knows how to kind of step his game up. And Vanessa Bayer doesn't really seem to have that sense. She doesn't really seem to know that, okay, they're not laughing at this. They're not, this isn't working. But the sketch has to go on. But instead of making the sketch even worse, why don't I kind of, I don't know, try to adjust my performance while I'm doing it. Now, I've seen Cecily do it. Taron Killam definitely does it. I mean, so it can be done. I mean, I mean, I know they have to stay. They have to stay on the cue cards, and they have to stay. They have to. I read that Lauren Michaels doesn't like too much improv. He likes you to stick to the script. But it's just Vanessa Bayer, man, dang man, I know. Like I said, I'm a Monday morning quarterback. I'm not the, it's not like I know what they know, because they're actually doing it. Vanessa Bayer is on Saturday Night Live. I'm not. I'm just a fan who looks at it and just wishes upon a star and dreams, but I'm not doing anything to get there. I haven't taken any career paths, anything in my life other than doing this podcast. So I mean, Vanessa Bayer. I mean, who am I to say? My opinion doesn't matter. But just as a viewer and as a fan, man, if I could just sit Vanessa Bayer down and just coach her, just sit Vanessa Bayer down. Like, look, Vanessa, and just have a drink with her and chill. And no, not like I'm trying to date her or holler at her, no crap like that. But like, just sit her down like I'm her agent, even though I'm not, and say, look, Vanessa, here's some notes. Do this, change that. I think you should do more of this. I think you should do less of that. And boom, Vanessa Bayer. She'd be one of the best. That's my mutant power. I tell people what to do. can't do it myself. But oh yeah, and Vanessa Bayer. Just in case you're just as sensitive as Kanye West, please bash me on your Twitter. Please talk junk about me. Who is this? Just some guy named Jay talking about my performances on SNL. Your opinion doesn't matter. Shut the F up. Sit down and watch the show. But I want to say, Lady Gaga. Oh my God, her part was scrumtrelescent. Her as the little kid dying, especially the scene where she was dying. And she waved at the camera and stuff, and she looked at her hand. Oh my God, that was. How come Vanessa can't see? That didn't even look like. It looked like it was just straight up off the cuff. Maybe they told Lady Gaga to do that, but it just looked like it was just so naturally, like she just did it, Yeah, that's. After seeing this, man, I want to see Lady Gaga post again. I'm not that she's not that she's Justin Timberlake, but just she just kind of blends in with the cast a little bit. It was just too the synergy. I could just feel it through the television. All right, and I know I'm not done with this. I'm not done with this, but I'm going to have to break this up into two sections because I'm going to have to cut the podcast off right quick. Oh, yeah. Well, anyway, before I cut it off, I just want to give another shout out to South Coast Records. Definitely check out the music. I'll put the link in the information box below. Some Kosher Yuppie, Jay Fresco. Definitely check out the artists. They're great. Oh, yeah. Also check out my interview with Nyima Funk. It was great stuff. Talk about his great interview. All right. That's all I want to say. I'm just some guy named Jay, and that's news to me.